Make love, make money, make it last. The broadcast featuring Dr. Willie, me, and the beautiful
D.
D. Taylor-Jolley. Dr. Willie Jolley and the beautiful D. Taylor-Jolley. We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. 10 Secrets for Shaping a Great Marriage. To the Ides of March people, happy birthday to y'all.
What do the Ides of March mean? Because I don't know.
I don't really know. I just know it's called the Ides of March. I don't really.
All right, you should never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. So I messed up.
No, that's why you ask a question, because you don't know the answer. Now, I don't know either.
Not good.
Yes, it is. It's okay. I don't know everything. Let's talk about what's going on this week. First of all, we have had our vaccines, both of us, and we are grateful for that. And Dewad's in Columbia. Good. We have friends in right at Lake Mary and
Everybody's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah. So we are.
Hey, Terrence.
We're grateful to have our vaccines, and we got away for the first time in a year last Friday to surprise my brother-in-law Dee's brother on his 70th birthday. And so we showed up, and he wasn't expecting us because we told him we were busy all day, and then he knows Dee has not left the house, so he knew that was not going to happen, but it did happen.
That shows you what love will do.
Love will do for her baby brother. All right. So, oh, you're 5 minutes from Lake Murray. Okay, great. That's Chapin is where our friends are. That's great. We're going to hopefully get down that way when this pandemic's over. Okay, let's get going. We got a lot to talk about today. We want to talk about what do you do when your spouse is easy to live with, and what do you do when your spouse is not easy to live with?
So the question is your spouse easy to be with? And why did we decide to do that? Because there's so much information out there about the difficulty of couples during COVID,
right?
That the other side of the coin, the positive side of the coin, doesn't get that much.
And then what do you do? And then we've also had over the last week a couple who contacted us who decided they couldn't live together. We talked to them, we tried to talk, but it had gotten so wide, the breach, that they couldn't get back to a point. Even with counseling, they gave up. Well, I think they gave up more than anything else. Don't you agree?
They gave up before they
gave up a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of talk about giving up before it even became a reality.
I think they got tired.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is your mate easy to be with? How would you? It sounds like a kind of odd question, but it determines your whole environment. I think we normally ask, "Are you easy to live with?" And you said,
and I said,
I would always. You said, I would always say, "I'm easy."
Well,
to live
everybody
with.
think you said, "Are you easy to live with?" Yeah, I'm easy to live with. Well, they are terrible.
I did not. You said I would say I'm easy to live with. I know I'm not easy to live with.
Okay, I'll go with that. Because
I'm a neat freak.
You're a neat freak. Extreme.
I'm aware of that, and I know it can be off-putting, but you handle it with laughter.
Yeah, she is very, very OCD about neatness, and also to a point where it's a little.
It drives you crazy, but you laugh.
I laugh about it.
Okay.
But that's one of the things about is your spouse easy to live with, or they have idiosyncrasies?
Or they have idiosyncrasies, and the challenge is we try to change them. I gave up on that.
Yes.
I try to persuade you and influence.
Let's talk about that. That's a big point in marriage. Is not trying to make somebody do something, but to persuade, to influence, to gently get them to do it.
If it's something that drives you crazy, but if it ends up being some of their basic traits, I don't think you can change that.
Well, some things
And
are
then,
hardwired.
and
Okay.
then why would you? They
So
were that way when you married them,
yes.
so why would you take? Not unless you didn't know. Like I never lived with you, so I didn't know you were just absolutely sloppy.
No, you didn't know I was sloppy because we not lived together. But you didn't, didn't you?
And then you wouldn't.
But Einstein said that a clean desk is a sign of a sick mind.
I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore because Einstein never had to live with you.
Well, he probably was my
He
kind.
said his desk. He did not say his bedroom. He did not say the bathroom, right? He said his desk.
First of all, I'm not.
I know it's figuratively speaking.
Yeah, I'm not nasty anymore. I clean up.
I think nasty is probably not the right word.
Right.
Totally chaotic.
I'm not chaotic anymore.
Yeah.
Not piles of drawers and you can't see my mess. I hide it.
You hide it.
I hide my mess.
So instead of trying to change the person,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Look for some of the good traits.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I came up with a checklist.
Checklist.
All these different. There's something called Psychology on the Couch by this lady named Karen Nimmo.
Uh-huh.
And there are all these different sites that talk about relationships.
Oh, stop. Before we go any further, we did not tell you that we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shaping a Great Marriage, and that you can access the book and get a free chapter at jollymarriage.com, or if you go to winwithwillie.com and just hit the...
And the chapter is the communication chapter, which is the biggest chapter, which really is the foundation for everything. How you talk, how you respond, how you physically interact, whether or not you touch, you share, that all of those things that relate to communication are key. Right. Which is really, when you say...
Okay, winwithwillie.com, you can get there and you can hit the Jolly Marriage icon and go into the Jolly Marriage site. It's one site with all of my websites. Danny Mac is here, the one and only great producer and songwriter and musician, Danny McCrimmon, Pastor Danny McCrimmon.
So when you ask the question,
yep.
Okay,
yep.
Is your mate easy to be with?
And the answer...
I got a checklist.
You got a checklist. Give the checklist.
Okay, so everybody, all you have to do is put a 1 or a 0. Okay.
All right.
So let's see how you fare.
Okay, I'll see how I fare.
So you don't have to let your spouse know your number.
Let me pull out a pad and a pen and let's go through it. Go ahead.
Give me a pad and a pen and I can write down what I think.
All right, there you go.
About you.
All right, there you
go. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's get it
Here's
over.
your check. Let's see how you do.
All right.
It says, is your spouse easy to be with? Here's number 1 checklist. So you either get a 1 or a 0. This is for your spouse.
All right.
So don't show your spouse.
I can't see your
okay, page. Okay. Does your spouse have a positive attitude, or are they optimistic? You can use the term, are they optimistic?
1 is what and 0 is what?
1 is yes, they've got a positive
and 0
attitude,
is no.
Or optimistic, or it's 0, meaning no. They're like a grouch all the time, and there's a cloud all the way all the time over their head, like Oscar the Grouch.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
We used to read to William when he was a little thing 30-some years ago.
Right.
Okay. Number 2 is they listen. If your spouse listens, you get a 1. If they don't listen, you get a 0.
Okay.
Okay. Is that easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, your spouse takes an interest in what you're interested in. A 1 if they take an interest in what you're interested in, or a 0.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have number 4. Is your spouse supportive? Are they your cheerleader?
Come on, cheer.
How about that?
A-B-E-A-B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E, B.
Is your spouse a cheerleader?
Go get them. Okay.
Are they supportive of your endeavors? They encourage you to go after your dreams.
Yep.
Okay. Number 5. Do they set boundaries and encourage that it's okay to have time out or time away from them?
That's interesting.
Is that interesting?
Yeah.
Do they set boundaries, meaning, you know what? You don't have to be in my space all the time. I don't have to be in your space all the time. It's okay for us to go do our own things.
Okay.
Okay? Number 6, They're generous with their time and their resources as it relates to you. Number 6, they're generous with their time and their resources. If that's a yes, it's a 1. If it's no, it's a 0. Number 7, they accept you as you are with all of your challenges. I definitely is a 1 because I learned to accept you with the total chaos that I remind you of. Okay. Number 8, they show empathy. What is empathy? You know what empathy is?
Empathy is a feeling, a caringness, you feeling their, you
feel
for
what
them.
they feel.
You feel for them. You feel for them as they feel. Yes.
Okay. Number 9, keeps their word, is dependable.
Oh, that's a big one.
You can depend on them. Okay. Number 10, smiles. I like that one because I said smiles, it's lighthearted.
Smile when your heart is weary.
And has a sense of humor, which I had to get because I definitely did not have a sense of humor.
Okay.
That was number 10. Number 11 is not abusive emotionally or physically. That's very, very important.
Not
abusive. So if they're not abusive for number 11, they get a 1. If they they're kind of abusive, then a 0.
Okay.
And number 12 takes responsibility for themselves. I messed up.
Messed up. Just messed up.
Give me a break. It was my fault. They take
like when I messed up in the book. I talk about the time that I messed up when we were going to Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's because you always like being late.
And I said, I got this. The airport travel. She wanted to leave at 3:30 for a 6:30 flight. I said 6:30.
It was rush hour.
It was like 3 o'clock she wanted to leave. Let's go at 3 o'clock. Aren't you ready to go? Nah. And we had a car service that was going to pick us up. And I said, tell her to be here at 4. Let's see, 6:30. We got to be there by 5:30. If we leave at 4:30, we'll be good. Tell her to pick us up around 4:30, 4:45. It's only a 25-minute ride to the airport. Wrong. Missed the flight. It was bad.
But I didn't say a word.
She did not say a word. Not like gritting. She just didn't say anything. She knew I messed up.
I didn't need to rub it in.
Nope. And I appreciated that because I already knew I'd messed up.
And I knew he felt bad.
I felt bad, so I had to fix it then. Which I did, but it was uncomfortable because we had to go. We had a direct flight that was going to leave at 6:30, get us in Greensboro at 7:30. This time we had to take a flight at 7:15 to Philadelphia, do a 3-hour layover, take another flight somewhere else. We didn't get to Greensboro till like 2 a.m. So
how'd you score? You got 12.
I got 12.
You got 12?
Yeah, you're good. It was a 1-0 there, but I turned it from a 0 to 1 because the one about time alone. You go to your office, but if I'm somewhere, you'll come looking for me. What you doing in there? Where you at? But she does go to her
space.
She does go to her yoga time, but she does have a habit after yoga. She's up before day doing yoga, and then when she hears the television go on, then she comes in and she bounces around. She's all hyper. Hello. I'm just waking up and I'm just turning on the TV or just opening my eyes, and then she wants to have a time to talk and play and jump around on me. What do you guys say?
Absolutely true.
So
now,
yeah,
12 is a great score.
Yep. How'd y'all do?
You might not want to say if it's not good. It just means you have no place to go but up.
Nowhere to go but up.
Now, did you know that you can improve your relationship with your spouse without them really even knowing it?
That's good.
Is that wild? How can you improve? You say, well, I didn't get 12. I didn't get 8. I didn't get 6. I have no place to go but up. Okay, here's some suggestions that you know that you can improve your relationship. You say, well, how can I improve my relationship without my spouse really knowing? You know what? you change your approach.
Change yourself and how
Change
you.
your approach and your attitude towards the situations.
Wow.
How about that?
That works. That
Okay,
works.
so this whole thing of my spouse isn't easy to be with, then it is up to you. You can try that. What do you have to lose?
Right.
About changing your approach and your attitude. You say, well, how do I do that? One of the things we talk about, again, it goes back to communicating. Okay? Slow down and listen.
Slow down and listen.
So how do you do that? Well, maybe you have to take a deep breath. I mean, like sometimes you will say, D, you only want to know the bottom line, which is true. I really have.
She doesn't let me tell the story.
I don't want to hear the long version that who did what to whom and the whole story as if you were giving a presentation. But I don't want to hear it.
And I have to tell her, look, I'm telling you how this all played out so you can get the whole context. She just wants to know, give me the bottom line. What's the bottom line?
So I have to sometimes take a deep breath.
Yes.
And then he knows, and I say, okay, honey, okay.
Go ahead and tell me. There you got to tell her the story.
Tell me. So I have to slow down, and I have to catch myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I am aware of my limitations, which is I have no patience. Tell me the bottom line. What is it so we can move on? But he enjoys the long, drawn out stuff.
I like the sharing the context.
So I love him.
Yes.
So I slow down and say, okay. Tell me. And he gets excited. Sometimes he gets tickled and he starts laughing in the midst of trying
Let me take a moment to say happy birthday to Jill, Tweed, Scott.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jill,
and
my other daughter.
Boys. Yes.
2 boys. And you know her son's birthday is today too?
Really?
The oldest son, Alexander, his birthday is today too. So they have shared birthdays. Happy birthday to both of you.
Beautiful family.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, recognize your own hot button.
Everybody got some hot buttons. Let me tell you, I got a call today. This is for everybody. And the person who called said, I said, how's your new relationship going? He said, we're doing really good. And we did something that would make you happy. We wrote out our rules of engagement like you recommended in the book.
Oh, great.
I said, really? And they said, yes. And we wrote out our rules of engagement like the book recommends. And when we have something we disagree about, we say to each other, is this a Chinese food moment or not? Which goes along with our Chinese food story in the book. If you don't have the book, you need to have the book. You need 2 copies of the book because we want you to have one for each of you. And at the end of each chapter, we have encouraged people to do what we found to be successful with everybody we've told to do it, have been using it and getting results. Talk about the learning points at the end of each chapter, and then you'll be able to learn some new principles and new situations and systems that will help you to grow.
Okay, so let's go back. Slow down and listen, which is hard. So we have to be aware of our own behavior.
Oh, look,
right?
Terrence E. from Grade Senior said, you sound like you've been in the military. BLUF is a military communication acronym. It stands for bottom line up front. That's you. Bottom line up front.
I would have been great in the military.
She was when she did. She did her.
One of those tests that tells you the kind of career you should have been in.
They said you should have been in the military because you would have been a general by now.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you would have missed out on me if you did. So you made the right choice.
Thank you, dear. Okay, recognize your own hot buttons. What pushes you over the edge?
Yep, there are things that push.
And then be aware if your partner tries to push you there.
So in the book, we talk about how important it is that you have your rules of engagement. Our rules of engagement, we know that she doesn't like people to holler or raise their voice. I don't like threats. That was a rule of engagement that we created early on when we were in the midst of having arguments. And that was what helped us to stop arguing. You know, y'all know, whoever's watching, listening, that we have been married going on 36 years, haven't had an argument in over 33 years. And the reason is because we got rules of engagement. We learned what the hot buttons are. And we've learned that it doesn't serve us well individually to push those buttons because they create more tension, anxiety. So we
really didn't have that many hot buttons. that major thing was, it was a major thing.
That was a major
You
thing.
with the howling and nostrils flaring, all that kind of stuff doesn't serve me well, because then I want to kill you, which would not be good.
I'd be dead.
Yeah,
and you'd have a prison ministry.
That would not work. No, that would not work.
You don't look good in stripes?
No, I don't look good in stripes. No, I don't want to do that. No.
All right.
And then find your voice before your disagreement.
Now, what does that mean? That's good. What does that mean?
Figure out if you have something with a person, a disagreement or something that bothers you. Don't wait what you call going through stonewalling and all this other kind of stuff.
Stamp collecting.
Find a neutral time and say, okay,
let's talk about it now.
Let's talk about this.
Which we did that night. We had the Chinese food argument. We talked about it
after the dinner. After the dinner, after everybody left.
Let's talk about this. We got to talk. Let's not go to bed mad. Look, do not take today's problems to tomorrow. Don't carry them over.
Some people say sleep on it. Sleeping on it is not a good idea, and then you tossing and turning anyway. You're still not resolving anything. You're not having a good night's sleep because that's rolling around in your head. So fix it.
The Bible gives us real good clarity on that. It says, don't let the sun come down on your wrath, or don't let the sun go down on your wrath. You fix it. Just say, let's fix it right now. And someone said, well, what do you do if they don't come to bed when you go to bed? You stay up late. That's what you do. You keep staying up till you fix it. You've got to fix it. Every single couple we talked to who have been married 40, 50, 60, 70 years said that was a critical part.
But you know what I think it gets easier the longer we're together and work through our differences. We don't end up with really that many, and we end up laughing at the end. It's much easier. I think the hardest part is to admit that there's a problem and to get started.
And to create a system. I think you're right. The hardest part is to admit we got a problem, get a system, and then be willing to abide by the system more so than abide by our emotions. This is critically important.
And then I think our pride gets in the way. I don't want to admit that I'm wrong.
And you know what? You can be either. You can either have happiness or you can be right. They're not always the same thing.
Correct.
All right. And when you asked me to you asked me in the last 24 hours or 36 hours, said, what is your idiosyncrasy?
Oh. We were watching something.
Yeah, he said, what is your idiosyncrasy? I said, I really do think I'm right.
I was like, what is?
I think when I give you an answer, I think it's the right answer.
He said, I think I'm always right. I was like, oh.
And I mean, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that braggadocious. I just said.
And I said, all right, sweetie.
Yeah, you did. We were in a car.
Yeah. And I said, okay, sweetie.
And I said, I think I'm, and that might be an issue, but I've thought about it, and I've probably talked to one or two, safety and a multitude of counselors. I have bounced it off a couple people and said, what do you think about this? I usually don't make it all on myself. I don't take just my own counsel. I know the Bible gives you every strategy for success. Ask the question to people who you respect. What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
And I had to say, I said, yes, sweetheart, you are smart. Because I would not have married a dumb man. That's the perspective. How about that? That's the perspective that I choose to take on that. Because I would not have married a dumb man. There you go. How you like that?
I love that.
Okay, pause. Okay, working on yourself. Pause before you respond.
Pause before you respond.
So with your pausing, it's a whole bunch of stuff going through your head like, that was a dumb thing. Why'd they do that? Gives you time to collect yourself.
Yes.
It gives you time to, if you're going to say the same words, to say it in such a fashion that is not totally offensive.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And to kind of sweeten the pot with your body language and everything, and leaning in and talking.
Well, one of the things I love that has done with you, and I think it's so wise, is that you choose your thinking, your words before you say them. And if you know it's a hurtful, you're conscious of it. You think about it. I really like that about you.
I don't say hurtful things.
No, you don't say hurtful things. No, I'm not saying hurtful things, but just.
Well, I think in terms of when we say challenging things related to the business.
Yeah, you think about it.
You are the business.
Yeah, you
and
think about
something that I think needs to be corrected that might in any way affect your self-esteem, because part of what you do, your self-esteem is involved. I would be very careful to make sure that the advice that I offered or my observation did not adversely affect your self-esteem.
So how do you get other women to do that? Because one of the things we've heard a lot of counselors say, zip your lip. Now, I'm not saying that. I just have heard pastor has said it. Don't say everything on your mind.
But
how do you get women to say that?
It's a difficult thing.
What is it that gets you to give advice?
If you have not been observed what that actually means, and don't understand the negative impact that it can have on your mate, when you just say, that was just a dumb thing to say.
Well, we know that words can destroy your relation. We had a person many years ago.
You want to correct, but not disrespect.
That's right. And this woman emasculated her husband by something she said.
But that is something.
And it was never right again, ever.
But that is something that you learn, and I think it's a heart issue. You have to know or choose to identify what's going on with your heart, what's going on.
Well, but people say things in anger. That you hurt my feelings.
That is why
you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna hurt your feelings back.
That is why you pause before you say something.
Well, look, Terrence says something we're going to go to. He said, I don't like to talk when I get angry. When I'm angry, I got to be alone for a minute, which is what your next thing is.
Okay.
Be willing to ask for a timeout. I need a timeout. And for the people in Clubhouse, it's that timeout figure.
I said call timeout.
Call timeout.
And that's a mutual.
Hand over your fingers.
That's a mutual respect thing that you've got. If your mate says, I need a breather.
I need a breather.
But sometimes, we've had couples do that. They then walk behind them.
They walk behind them.
I gotta finish this argument.
I gotta finish this. It's not over.
That can lead to a fight.
Well, it's not a good idea when somebody asks for space, timeout, that you don't allow them to have it. Our time is almost up. It's 9:30.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, we'll call one more.
And then praise to show appreciation.
Speak good to your spouse. If you want to get in with your spouse and get good.
I know what you're going to say, get laid. I know you're going to say that.
I didn't go with the sex thing yet.
I knew this
I was going there, though. Y'all know this. We talk openly about sex, money, communication. That 50%.
Be sweet to your mate. Be sweet to your mate.
Be sweet to your mate. Get you more sex. God Almighty, I love to talk about it. I love it. Y'all know we talk about the fact that sex is an important part of marriage. The Bible says that the bed is undefiled, and I believe in that. In the Song of Solomon,
is your mate easy?
Talks about the breast.
Okay, so now we've looked at here's a checklist of are they easy to be with. And if they're not easy to be with, then there's certain things that you can do to make the situation better for both of you, because it helps to lower your blood pressure too, right?
It makes your life better.
It helps you be healthier. And we got our results back, our physical results back. And I was perfect. He was
I'm almost perfect. I mean,
he's going to become a vegan.
No, I'm not. Look. I need to lose a little weight. I need to lose a little weight.
My numbers are perfect. He needs to become a vegan.
I need to lose a few pounds. So I'm going to work on that. So, hey, look, our time is up. Thank you so much. Know that we appreciate you. And go to jollymarriage.com. Jollymarriage.com. Get the book.
Thank you for the heart.
And get the whole bundle.
We're working on getting better. Whatever you want us to subject to bring up, or what we can do better,
send us an email.
How to become live on video.
We'll learn it.
We're going to figure that out.
All right, this is Dr. Willie Jolley.
And this is Dee Taylor-Jolley.
Jolley out.